In chapter 288 of the Seven Deadly Sins, at the end of the chapter, Escanor, the Lion Sitter Prime, once again becomes the One. And in chapter 289 of the Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor delivers upon Zeldaris justice. Justice that only the One can provide. The One stands above all others in true fashion. Now, the last time we saw the One was roughly around 60 chapters ago when Escanor and Meliodas fought one-on-one in the Perfect Cube after Meliodas had transformed into his quote-unquote assault mode demon form. And at the time, he was rocking power level of around 140,000, and he was coasting Escanor. Escanor is a beast. Escanor is a freak before he's the One, but Meliodas clearly had the upper hand. He was clearly superior. He was dominating him. There was no lube, no lotion involved. It was painful, but Escanor was stalling. He was preparing for the right moment to counter-strike against Meliodas, and that one moment came at high noon.
It's high noon.
When the sun was at its highest peak, Meliodas walks away and turns around to only see the One standing before him in all of its glory. The One, baby! And Meliodas gets cocky, goes in for the slash, but Escanor not even scratched by the barrage of blows that Meliodas performs upon Escanor, and simply delivers a fantastic Bruce Lee style karate chop, not even touching Meliodas, just the motion is direction, and Meliodas, who was dominating, who was coasting, who was Vegeta against a Cyberman, got blown up by the Cyberman. The Cyberman became a god of destruction, and that god of destruction was the One, Escanor, Lion Sin of Pride. And yes, is it a bit insulting to call Escanor a Cyberman? Yeah, kind of, yeah. To be fair, but you get the point. Now, in these latest chapters, what we see is Zeldaris pulling out the big boy moves, like no small tier, nothing, like the big boy moves, like, oh, what? The skill that Zeldaris, the big boy move that he's performing, is called Ominous Nebula, and this is what Merlin calls full react. And it is very simple, but again, extraordinarily devastating. And I quote from the chapter itself: "The true nature of Ominous Nebula, as Zeldaris maintains this crazy stance, fully posed up, not even moving an inch. The true nature of Ominous Nebula is through an extreme ultimate state of concentration. He accelerates the darkness within his own body and spirals it around him, creating a vortex that pulls in all living things around him with a terrifying force, as if air were suddenly introduced into a vacuum. Any and everything that enters that area will be shredded to ribbons with such blinding speed that even the absolute spinal reflexes of a living organism could not dodge them in time. Simply, to put a name on it, it would be full react." And one of the four archangels, Ludocio, who is in Margaret's body, he who can move, as far as we know, at the speed of light, as far as we know, can move at the speed of light. He states, and I quote, right after Merlin has said what she said, "It's like he's moving faster than light." And that's not even an exaggeration. So Zeldaris, by no measure, is on some scrub tier level. Zeldaris, in this completely dominant stance, is messing everybody up with relative ease. Using the power of the Demon King, Zeldaris full react is a devastating skill. It is a devastating technique, and no one who was in the vicinity on the opposing side could hope to touch him, except for the One.
It's high noon.
High noon once again comes, And Escanor once again transforms into his most dominant form. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it did call me off guard when the one used Divine Axe Rita and Rita was chipped. This is the first time we have seen Divine Axe Rita chipped. But Escanor, with his, I'm assuming, ever-growing pride, decides to throw away Divine Axe Rita. And he pulls out the divine, once again, bro, the divine sword of Escanor. And he delivers this amazing karate chop upon Zeldris. Now, it was a clash. It wasn't like he just, no. Zeldris, again, this was a big boy move. This was not a scrub tier move. Zeldris stanced up, full react, Omnis Nebula, and he is fending off the divine sword of Escanor quite well. Remember, this was a full contact divine sword compared to Meliodas, where he just simply did the motion in front of him, and that's all Escanor needed. He one-shot him, effectively speaking. But here we have Escanor muscling through an attack where the attack speed in the stance surpasses the speed of light. He muscled through. He muscled through continuous attacks that surpass the speed of light. And Zeldris has to break stance to block the sword, the divine, get it right, the divine sword of Escanor. Too clean, way too clean. But Zeldris backs out. He knows he can't be in that position. The spear. Oh, no. The spear. The divine finger of Escanor. Could you imagine if Escanor did kicks? If he did punches? What do you call a punch? The divine nuke of Escanor? Yeah. What if a kick is the divine Exodia of Escanor? Just guaranteed. Guaranteed one-shot kills. That's what a kick is in the state of the one. Absolutely. Way too clean. Way too nasty. He pulls out the divine spear of Escanor, the finger. And with this finger, again, Zeldris is by no measure a scrub. Is able to punch practically a hole in Zeldris' body. He was almost there, but practically a hole. And was going to send him packing if not for the clutchness of the pacifier demon Chandler. Wow. That was clutch. The right fraction of a second before Escanor just decimated Zeldris. The power of the one lives up to its reputation. And what is that reputation? Ladies and gentlemen, according to Merlin herself, that reputation is the invincible incarnation of power. That is the Lion Sin of Pride at high noon. Escanor, I always did wonder, he is godly powerful in that state, but is it overhyped? Can it be beaten? And I feel like, yes, it can be beaten by the soon-to-emerge Meliodas. But right now, it is safe to say that the one, Escanor at high noon, is the strongest entity on the planet. Chandler is his one true weakness at that point in time. And keep in mind this, when he did use the one previously, his body was severely exhausted and wounded. And it is safe to say that Chandler kind of saved Escanor in a sense too. Because after using the True Darkness magic, and he casted True Darkness, Escanor reverted back into his regular form, his regular human form. So potentially speaking, he avoided any drawbacks from using the one. Because even though the one is hauntingly broken. Even against top tiers in Seven Deadly Sins, it's managed fairly well. There's limits to the OPness. It's managed, again, fairly well. So I respect that when it comes to the writing. I do. And Escanor, in a sense, was, I would say, also saved by Chandler. So the drawbacks of the one are not going to hit him. But unless it's Meliodas coming out of that cocoon, and he's rocking some insane power, which he definitely will be, it's safe to say that that moniker, the invincible incarnation of power, that stays. That stays. I wanted to see the one in action once again, and the one did not disappoint me in the slightest. It did not. Escanor is truly one of the best treats in manga and anime, period. Period. When the anime gets to the one, oh, yo! The hype is going to be astronomical. And I will be there. I will be there. If you didn't know, now you know. Escanor is the one. The person that Morpheus was talking to was not Neo. No. False. Wrong. He was talking to the Lion Sin of Pride. Lord Escanor. Get it right, folks. Get it right! I'm gonna catch y'all later. God, this chapter was good. This chapter was real! This chapter was good. The one did not disappoint. And I am so happy to see that. I'm gonna see y'all later. Have a nice one.